Okay, welcome back to another video by Gamers Corner 49. Today, my friend Callum,
Hey,
over there, will be telling you what he considers to be his favorite DS games. So games that you can play before the system goes totally kaput, and you can take it from here.
alright. So, the DS isn't as powerful as the 3DS or the PlayStation Vita, but it has a ton of great games that are still completely playable. So, catch up on them before you get really involved into the new handheld stuff. So, in no particular order, my top 10 DS games. The Legend of Zelda...
Wait, dude, this is in no particular order.
No particular
order.
order. Alright, The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass extends upon the seafaring, adventuring gameplay of the Wind Waker, while incorporating some touchscreen controls that seemed like a gimmick at first, but once I got into them, they made the experience a lot more intuitive. So yeah, really fun adventure game. Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story takes place mostly within the bowels and guts of the infamous Bowser. You get to jump around in his stomach, in his throat, and all sorts of places. And it's got fantastic writing. I laughed out loud several times while playing this, and pokes fun at many aspects of the Mario series. So, it's great for all you Mario fans and any RPG fans out there. Rhythm Heaven is the sequel to the Japanese-only cult hit Rhythm Tengoku, and it's got a lot of catchy tunes that you can interact with using the stylus on the touchscreen, and it has many wild, wacky scenarios that are a ton of fun to play through. Like one moment you're serenading a moai from Easter Island, or the next you're playing table tennis with a block-headed opponent. Metroid Prime Hunters, I wasn't sure about at first, because I wasn't sure how they would make first-person shooter gameplay on the DS, but there are a lot of control options, and I found the one that was best for me. It has a pretty long single-player campaign, although it's not as good as the console Metroid Prime games. And the multiplayer, even when you're just playing CPU opponents, is a blast, and it's unique from other first-person shooter games. So yeah. Might and Magic Clash of Heroes, most people watching this have probably never heard of. But it's a very unique puzzle game with tons of RPG elements. I've never played anything like it, and likely neither have you. So, for the uniqueness and the addictiveness, it is on my top 10. Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days is a very, very good action RPG. The story is worth the price of admission by itself, and you can equip your Keyblade with a ton of different abilities that make the action gameplay unique for each person. So yeah, and there's some very memorable boss battles.
That was good.
Chrono Trigger, this is a remake of the SNES game, and there are other remakes as well. But Chrono Trigger is just such a fantastic game with its part real-time battle system and the amazing time-hopping story, so I just had to include this version. Let's see, what is the order here? 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. I just call it 999, so I don't know. This is a visual novel, localized from Japan, and this has the best story of any game I've played, although I have complimented the stories of these others.
I would actually agree.
Yeah. Like, it's better than most novels I've read by professional authors. And the puzzle rooms are pretty fun. They're not what makes the game, but they're a nice break from the story. So, for anybody who loves a good story, 999. If you can find it, it's very hard to find.
And just go on Amazon. You can get like anything off Amazon, right?
Yeah, Amazon is amazing. Alright, Super Scribblenauts made the original Scribblenauts actually playable, because if you've played the original Scribblenauts, you know that it had a lot of control issues. But now you can make any object you wish and add adjectives onto it, so I can have a pink fire-breathing giraffe at my command. It's a lot of fun, and the levels are really ingenious, some of them. And last but not least, the Mega Man Zero collection is a compilation of 4 Game Boy Advance games, the Mega Man Zero series, but they're just as fun now as they were in their day. And the DS adds a few added features, like concept art and mod cards, which modify the gameplay of Zero 3. So extremely hard gameplay. If you like action, then you have to play this. And some honorable mentions that weren't quite good enough to get onto the top 10, but I like them nonetheless. Contra 4 is in the same vein as the Mega Man Zero collection, except the Mega Man Zero collection, it always seems fair. Occasionally this seems unfair with the intense action, so that's why I didn't get onto the top 10. But great side-scrolling shooter gameplay and some really memorable moments, like fighting a giant fish while riding a water bike. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Justice for All, and really I'm talking about all the Phoenix Wright games here. They deliver some solid storylines with memorable plot twists and some interesting investigative gameplay, but it doesn't have as good a story as 999, and it's in the same vein, so that's why it's not on the top 10. And Dragon Quest IX Sentinels of the Starry Skies has unique skill trees for each character class, and a ton of content and side quests. However, the story for an RPG especially just isn't very interesting. So, despite the cool skill trees and stuff, it's not on the top 10. But many hours of gameplay if you're on a long bus ride or whatever. Alright, so that is my DS top 10 and honorable mentions. Hopefully you'll pick up a few and experience the DS's swan song, so to speak. This is Gamerscore.